the Texans weren't, at least not that I saw, they weren't available to the media. We did play sound a couple of days ago from at least yesterday from D'Amico on some of his favorite players. He talked about Jalen Peter. We know he loves him, and he also talked about what the Seahawks do great offensively, and that's the play action, and that'll be something we focus on Monday because their Kubiak strain of offense. Shanahan, Kubiak, uh, illustrated by the fact that a son of Kubiak is calling their plays. So expect a lot of play action. Sam Darnold's an athletic quarterback, so he'll be out on the perimeter. So that'll be something the Texans have to worry about. But as far as the Texans' offense is concerned, they are very good doing one thing and very poor, and the Seahawks are very good doing another thing. The Texans are number one in explosive player pass rate against zone, and they're 31st in the league against man. So the Seahawks and their secondary, that's been up and down. Playing man is going to be the way they go about trying to shut down the Texans. CJ, when you give him a little time and you give him windows to throw into, he's been really good this year. The Texans' offense has been, but it's been talked about that the Texans receivers don't do a great job separating. With Hutchinson and Nico, they're kind of guys who have to build up to pick up speed. They're less elusive in short area, and Christian Kirk is Christian Kirk. He's fine, but he's not a featured part of this offense. And you're still waiting on Noel to pop. And of course, without Tank Dell, some of your explosiveness is out the door. So, can the Texans get open against man? Will be one of the things I take a look at, and we'll see how much the Seahawks do to put them in spots uh, to 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 have to create separation. Nick Caley has gotten a lot more credit than he had the first 3 weeks because of how the offense is operated, and we've talked quite a bit about is that opponent specific because of how bad the opponents are. Uh, it'll be a test for him. Can he get his guys open against a Mike McDonald defense? And that's we talked about the Kubiak strain of offense. That's a Raven strain of defense. Unlike the Ravens team we saw this year, but it's going to be a team that plays games at the line of scrimmage and want to get free blitzers, and the Seahawks are great at getting free blitzers, unblocked pressures, and the Texans running backs are some of the worst in football at protecting the quarterback. So while Nick Chubb was a guy who was brought in partly because he was good at protecting the quarterback, and Willie Marks had, I believe, a good grade from PFF in college protecting the quarterback, that hasn't played out that way. And we all remember the Dare block. Dare is less involved in that, probably mostly because of that play, I guess on Monday night, I believe, against Tampa Bay. But Texans haven't done a good job protecting their quarterback from the running back position. And if the Seahawks are going to be tricking the offensive line, the backs are going to step up. That some of that's going to be on CJ too. So it'll be a real test for those Texans running backs to see if they can weather what's going to be a tough place to get protections right. It's going to be loud. It'll be a real challenge for CJ, considering how much more they want to put on his plate and how much more he wants on his plate to navigate that environment. I was trying to think it through his career. Now it's not that long. We're talking 2+ years now. He hasn't played up in Seattle. He did play in Minnesota, which is a tough place to play, partly because of crowd noise, partly because of what Brian Flores can do. And the Texans didn't fare well there last year. And they have tried to fix some of their issues regarding twists and stunts, and they've done a much better job of that. But going to Seattle and dealing with the noise and all the games that a Mike McDonald defense will play with their line and their quarterback's head, and hell, even the play caller, Nick Caley, it'll be a real test of who they are and how good they think their offense is after the bye week. So